Have you been running a business that is projected to fail because of low returns on investments? Are you a creative entrepreneur that has had your creative masterpieces stolen or copied by others? Maybe you are a person that has reached a place in your journey where you feel like giving up on your goals and objectives. If so, keep listening, because in this episode, I will discuss the importance of protecting your brand, name, inventions, and overall creativity, thereby giving you a new outlook on doing business in today's ever-changing marketplace. Welcome to the Educated Natural Podcast. I'm your host, The Educated Natural. This podcast tells the unadulterated truth about the daily journey of being an entrepreneur and content creator. Here, you will find details about intellectual property protection, business positioning, and strategies for your overall success. Now give it up for your host, The Educated Natural. And welcome to another episode of The Educated Natural Podcast. I'm your host, The Educated Natural. I'm super excited to welcome you to today's episode because I, as you can see on your screen, have another panel of awesomeness. Yes, that is my word for my episodes when I have special guests. And let me tell you, these two ladies right here need no introduction because they are just powerhouses in their own rights. Listen, if you are on any social media platform, in particularly YouTube or Instagram, you definitely need to make sure you are a part of both of these wonderful women's channels. Listen, they offer you motivation, you will laugh, and most importantly, you will learn something on both of their YouTube channels, their Instagram pages, or wherever you may find them located. But don't let me just hog all of this awesomeness to myself. I would love to share them with you. Joining me for today's episode is none other than Drea Lasha and Ms. V of Make This Go Viral LLC. Ladies, welcome to the Educated Natural Podcast. I'm so excited to have y'all here.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm sitting over here smiling real big. That was a beautiful introduction. How you doing today, Tim?
Thank you, Ms. V. I'm super excited to have you here, and I'm doing great. What about you, Drea?
Thank you so much again for the introduction. That was amazing. I was like, oh, I'm all of those things. But thank you so much. I'm doing great as well. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, blessed to be here. It's a wonderful day. I'm above ground and I have absolutely no complaints. We thank God for having you both here with me today to discuss a very actually timely topic today. We're talking about the art of being a powerful woman. And as a lot of people reminded me, this is March and it's like Women's History Month. And so what better way to welcome you two beautiful, powerful ladies to the platform? So listen, those of you that may not be familiar with these wonderful women, let me tell you just a little bit about them, and then they're going to tell you all about themselves, okay? Now, Drea Lasha, she's a YouTuber. She's all on Instagram. And let me tell you, she's going to be embarking on this whole fitness journey, and I'm here for it, okay? If you think about Drea Lasha, she talks about motivation, her walk with God, her natural hair journey, music, and a whole lot of laughter. But don't get it twisted. Miss V comes in her own powerful right as well. She talks about YouTube growth, crime awareness, justice for those that have been silenced, networking, and so much more. But that's just my cap on them. But I'm going to start off with the youngster of the bunch, none other than Drea Lasha, and she's going to tell you even more about her, where you can find her at, and whatever else she wants y'all to know about her business. Go ahead, Drea.
Well, thank you. As the Educated Natural, or 10 as I say, shut it right there. It's a 10. Okay, I had to say it. As she just told you guys, I am Drea Lasha. You can find me on Drea Lasha. That's my main channel that I'm on. And I also have a fitness channel as well. I'm restarting my fitness journey and I'm taking you guys along with me. Both pages are about transparency, about me wanting to do things and then me backing off some days. So like on my main channel, I talk about motivation. I talk about where I've been in my life and where prayer has taken me. I talk about where I am currently. So like when I have my moments where I don't pray as much, I'm like, hey y'all, I haven't been on it. I'm trying to get back into it. And then when I'm on it, of course, I'm going to share with you motivation from that, as well as the fitness channel. I talk about my fitness journey when I'm on it. I'm eating right in my days when I want to just go to get some McDonald's French fries down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, Tan, in my perspective, what it takes to be, was it a powerful woman, is knowing who you are, embracing who you are, the ups and the downs, knowing that you're not perfect, but also knowing sitting in confidence. Sitting in confidence. And as you said, on my main channel, I talk about all of the things that have happened to me over my life, the losses that I've had, the breakdowns that I've had, and me climbing to the top by holding on to a mustard seed of prayer. That has got me so far, because it's been times where I just don't talk to God at all, don't pick up my Bible, and I say that on my channel, and then I'm like, all of those times he sustained me where I could have crashed and burned. He literally saved me from that mustard seed of prayer. And so with that, over the last couple of years, he has been building me up, putting me on fire for him again. And I have been hitting the ground running, walking in who I am, learning who I am. He allowed me to put a mirror in front of my face to see the good, bad, and the ugly of Andrea. And y'all are getting the Drea Lasha now, like the aftermath / like working into being more confident or whatever, and a powerful woman in my own right, accepting who I am, my flaws and all, and also pushing out there that you can accept your flaws. You can accept your 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 mistakes, and you can congratulate yourself. You can pat yourself on the back with your wins. Because for the longest, I never did that. I never congratulated myself. And that's just speaking on, first of all, who God is and who he can bring you to be, who he can lift you up to be, and the confidence that he can give you that is beyond understanding, and ultimately gives you power. And it trickles down. It goes into the physical. Like, I have been embracing my hair lately. That's what the second channel is about. The second channel is about embracing my natural hair, embracing eating good, not eating so good, working out, and having those lazy days. For the longest, I would never wear my hair. And now you can't catch me with a wig on my head. I might do it sometimes, but I haven't. The last year and all of this year so far, I haven't been wearing any kind of wig. And that goes with me embracing who I am, being assured in who I am, and having confidence in who I am, and who I've come to be, where I didn't have it in the past. And I'm like, okay, if I'm the lazy natural, I used to cover my hair up, and I'm trying to embrace my hair, I bet it's somebody else out there who is trying to embrace themselves as well. And so that's where I'm going with that other channel. That's where I'm going with the other channel. And so I think that's it for right now. Sorry.
I absolutely love it. As a natural hair person myself, I absolutely love that you're actually bringing awareness to natural hair, because no matter how many people go natural, there's always that discussion. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. But now we're going to ask Miss V to tell us all about herself, so we can get all up in her business too. Miss
Wow, well,
V.
I tell you, Drea was on fire. Like, you can tell that she's speaking from her passion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, I don't know how to come behind that, but I'll just tell you, like Ten said, I am on social media. I am Make This Go Viral on social media, on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, but my main platforms are on YouTube. So, I started my channels, like she said, I have a crime channel as well as a YouTube support channel, and those are my passions. So, I mean, I've never seen myself doing this in a million years. So, I too am learning a new part of me in doing this. And so, I'm enjoying the ride. So, I'll just say this. My first channel that I started, it was started from a young little girl who was taken out of this world by her mother.
Mm.
And that really, it was the first child case that it just, I don't know what it was. Well, I can tell you what it was. The little girl's name was Anaya Garrett, and her father, he was a very vocal person, and he brought the case to the world, and he shared videos of her in the car, his last moments with her. And I was crying real tears telling my mother about this, and it just broke my heart so much. I wanted to bring awareness to this. I wanted to help the father. And so that is what got me into starting a youth, or not YouTube, but Facebook. And so I started a group and I called it Justice for Anaya. And, I started looking up a group. I was looking for to see if anybody had a group. I'm like, I want to follow this case from beginning to end. Um, and so I started typing in her name and I couldn't find a group anywhere, so I created it. And so that is where the whole thing came from, reporting crime. I followed a case prior to that, Kanika Jenkins, and that's what got me. Um, I mean, I would stay up all night. They had protests going on in Chicago, and I followed that case from beginning to end. So that was the peak. I always like crime shows and things like that, but it was something about Anaya Garrett that made me go into action. And so from there, Make This Go Viral was born because other people, I had no idea how um how much the children were affected in this world, being betrayed by their very people that brought them into this world that's supposed to protect them. I had no idea that it was happening so much until Anaya Garrett. And so I kept going. Other people wanted to share their story, but that group was just for Anaya. So after seeing so many people, my heart just, I'm like, I gotta do something. Like, I can't just talk about this one little girl when it's happening to so many kids and so many people want to tell their story. So I said, I'm gonna make a spin-off group. I said, you ever wonder what makes some cases go viral and others don't?
Right.
I said, I want all cases to go viral. I want everybody to know about these cases. I said, I'm going to make a spinoff group and I'm going to call it Make This Go Viral. And that is where it was born on Facebook in 2018. So it took 2020, the pandemic happened, and my mother jumped into action and started making face masks. And I became her biggest supporter, biggest promoter, biggest fan. I mean, I was so so happy that my mom had did that, and you couldn't find face masks anywhere. And so I wanted to promote my mother and I wanted to do it on YouTube. And so that's what brought me to YouTube initially, but I said, I got to do more than just promote my mom. I'm like, what do I do naturally anyway? What do I do every day? That I could do basically laying in a bed, because that's how much I kept up on crime. I would pick my phone up and look to see what's going on. So that is when I said, well, crime. So I decided to merge the two, promotions and crime, and that is how Make This Go Viral happen. And so the other channel is, I'm sorry, Tim, that you want to say something?
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So the other channel is it's a YouTube support channel. And so I figured what better way to hold myself accountable and really commit to this thing than to share my journey with other people. And so I started out doing that, just like, hey, keeping track of everything I was doing, like kind of like a journal. And I knew that some of the things that I was seeking out, other people would need to notice too. So that's when I decided to do that. I was initially doing everything on one channel, but I split the two this year. I mean, that was my goal to do it, and it really happened. It happened in a different way than I expected, but that is what made me do both channels. So I'm right now I'm working in my passion. I'm enjoying the journey, everybody, the awesome people that I met, and even the not so awesome people, because I learned something from that. So that's my, me in a nutshell.
Well, as you all can hear, I have two phenomenal women. I believe it was Maya Angelou that said about the phenomenal woman. And let me tell you, it's outside of myself, it's two phenomenal women with me today to discuss what it truly means to be a powerful woman. Now, Miss V, you alluded to your mother playing a huge part in your life, especially after the situation that affected the entire world. Drea, when it comes to you and your journey, who was that influential person in your life that causes you to be the powerful woman that you are today?
Oh, it's a couple. I will say, for starters, is my grandma. God rest her soul. She passed away 2013. She passed away when I was 22, and that's almost 10 years ago now. Um, Growing up, she used to always like. Of course, we lived in a household with my grandma, and she would have these sayings, and as a child, you like, oh, grandma just talking. And then when I got older, everything that she talked about started coming to pass, and I'm like, oh, but unintentionally, she was planting seeds in my head. Like growing up, I would hear her say, being around a lot of people will get you in trouble. So I steered clear of big crowds. I was always a loner, but I pick and chose my friends wisely. And she just had little sayings that literally trickled on down from childhood, late childhood, teen years, adulthood. Most of who I am is her, as well as my mom rearing me and my sister. And we never were kids that got in trouble. We always stayed out of the way. She allowed us to be ourselves. So when y'all see me acting silly on here, my mom was never confining us to one box to be like, oh, this is how little girls are supposed to act, and this is how. Nope, we literally was playing with the boys. I remember being outside with all of my cousins. We had so many male cousins, and we were the only two girls. We outside playing, getting dirty with the boys, laughing, joking, giggling. My mom never confined us with anything, and if anything, she would be laughing along with us. So when you see my personality like popping out, that's who my mom allowed me to be, and I haven't changed. I always say I'm not new to this. I'm true to this on my channel
Mm-hmm.
because it's just in me at this point. And I also have met women along the way. I would say divine connection. And I look towards older women for guidance, people that have
Yes.
wisdom, and because I soak it up like a sponge. Like my YouTube journey has been so much easier because I look towards the vets and I soak up everything, the good and the bad, like you telling us to beware of this. This might happen. Like it's a lot of women. To answer your question, it's my grandma, my mom, women along my life that I have ran into with jobs, with school, all of that, as well as now on YouTube. It's y'all teaching me the route. So I'm like, okay, I know how to navigate this thing. So
Yes, I tell you, I couldn't be the woman I am today without the influence behind my mom, as well as my grandmother and my godmother, and so many of like the ones I like to call my wisdom keepers. I don't like calling people old people or senior citizens and stuff like that. I used to call them the wisdom keepers because they held on to so much wisdom because they've been here longer. And so I used to just sit under them and just listen and take mental notes because I just knew that if I would live long enough, I would reach their age and I would have to apply the wisdom of old to what I'm going through in today's marketplace. And so, yes, I am with you, Drea. I was the same way. There are two groups of people that will definitely get my attention. There's kids and our wisdom keepers. I love that group of individuals. Miss V, now I know you said your mom, but I got a feeling there may be someone else that you can say, okay, these individuals are the reason why I'm the most powerful woman I am today. Tell us about it.
Wow, I mean, I would definitely say my mother played a huge part. I mean, she raised me. My grandmother, my are we just talking about ladies? Because my father plays a huge part in that too. My
No,
mother,
whoever.
my mom, dad, grandmother, and my auntie, very influential in my life. All um, from the beginning, and it was my grandmother that made sure she kept us in church as long as she could. Vacation
Yes.
Bible school. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was Halloween. we wasn't big on that, but when we did, it was at church, Bible study, making me had Sunday school class speeches, and I mean, it was my grandmother. Even when my mom wasn't going to church, she made sure she picked us up. She kept us on the weekends and kept us close with our cousins and stuff. I really miss those times because it's changed a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
sadly enough, I mean, what didn't change prior to 2020, it changed after. Couldn't even go around my grandmother. Um, and thank God she's still here. And my aunt,
Amen.
just very, very powerful woman. This woman is very successful in everything she does. I don't know how she does half of the things that she does, but I really look up to her and the things that she's accomplished in life. And I mean, I'm still striving every day to be. It never stops. Like the older I get, the more I realize that you never get to that point where you got it all figured out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're only a fool has it all figured out and all the answers. Life is a
Mm-hmm.
forever learning for me. I'm soaking up everything I can. I'm teaching myself new things so I could share. I'm trying to build generational wealth for my kids, grandkids, and kids that to come.
Right.
And so I thank them, even though like besides my aunt, neither my mother or my grandmother would do, especially my mom, she wouldn't do anything like this. So we're different in our own right. But I learned a lot from them and I love them.
That's amazing. Drea, I saw that light bulb. What you got?
No, I was just waving my hand. I was like, say that, Miss B.
Yes, absolutely. Say that. Listen, as women, we go through a lot. Ups and downs. We have our good days, we have our not so good days, and we have our days where we just learn a huge lesson. And in recent talks with some of the women that I know, many of them have expressed that they are struggling, whether they're struggling to get through grief, whether they're struggling to get through a bad breakup, whether they're struggling to get through college. Some women of my age have gone back to school to better themselves for as far as education, but they're facing a struggle being a mom, being a wife, being a girlfriend, being single. How would you address this when you're talking to another woman? Like, what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them if they're struggling to find their way through those dark times? Drea.
Okay, look, this is a perfect question. Actually say this to a lot of people I know. I know I've said it to my cousin that's the same age as me. Was it a couple of years ago? Friends, I've literally. This is a perfect question. What I tell them is the hardest part is starting. I say that because it comes from experience. That's like my channel. All of it is experience. I can't give you advice if I haven't gone through it on my own. It's better saying it when you've experienced it. So college, for example, I dropped out of school. I was the smart kid, and this is like a small synopsis. I was a smart kid, but I was also trying to follow my friends. They went straight to college, and I'm like, I don't want to be the oddball out. Let me go straight to college too. I was not ready. I ended up dropping out after the first semester for 2 years. And it took my late friend that passed away, I talk about him on my channel, to be like, I was like, I'm too smart to not be in school. Like, not to say that college is for everybody, but I was like, I need to be back in school. He was like, I'm taking you tomorrow. And I re-enrolled after 2 years and hit the ground running. The hardest part, the reason why it got to 2 years was because I was stalling. I never started. But once I started, it took off. And I will tell anybody, and I have told plenty of women that I know, the hardest part is starting. Once you just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it. Just what's it? Apply for that job. Start school. If you need to break up with somebody, break up with them. If you need to, you know, just do it. And everything else is gonna trickle into place right after you make that first step. It is all in your head. You got to get out of your own way before anything. I had to get out of my own way, and I'm blessed. I've been blessed ever since. It's literally the hardest part is starting. I can't stress that enough. I say it every single time because I'm like, the year's gonna blow by, and they have blown by. But that That's what I would say. That's what I have said to people, and that's what I continue to say.
You are absolutely right. Because sometimes starting is the hardest part in anything in life, anything in business. Getting out of your own head is
Mhm.
one of those big challenges. I know for me, it has been one of those biggest challenges, and as well as one of the biggest hindrances to that next step.
Mhm.
I've seen God show me, okay, go this direction, and it's like that uncertainty. You're like, well, if I follow what God says, or if I follow what my heart is telling me to do, what's gonna happen? I need to know the
Yeah.
end. I need to know the end. You're like, well, you're never gonna see the end if you never start. So,
Yeah.
so I thank you for bringing attention to that, Drea.
Mhm.
Miss V, what would you say? What would you say to a young woman or even a young man that may be out there that's finding themselves struggling, just trying to get through those hard times?
Well, I would touch on women because when it comes to a woman, something that I'm very passionate about is women that allow bad treatment from men. It still does if I pay attention long enough, but it bothered me a lot. And I would just say, like, pick yourself up. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. Don't be
Mm,
afraid to learn yourself. Do not accept bad treatment from a man or anyone, because
right.
the more you accept, the more he's going to give you. It will never change. Get yourself out of there and work on yourself. Love you first. And I wish
Absolutely.
that I could have said some things to my cousin, but I didn't know what she was in. And so even before my cousin left this world from domestic violence, I was very passionate about it because I've seen a lot of women being used by men, taking care of them, just to have a warm body next to them. And so, yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow. Well, my condolences to you both. I know you both have lost family members, here recently within the last few, in your case, Miss V, within the last few weeks or months, and you, Dre, within the last few years, and I myself as well. So we're going to take a minute just right here just to send our prayers out to those who have lost family members, loved ones, those that you care about. And I just want to let you know, here at the Educated Natural Podcast, you are in our prayers. If you ever need to reach out to someone just to talk, please feel free to reach out to me. You can go to my website at www.theeducatednatural.com, or you can reach out to me on social media platforms. Just look for theeducatednatural.com. Feel free. I'm sure these two ladies here, Drea Lasha and Ms. V, would love to reach out to you. Maybe you all sharing your stories of loss and grief and going through what you're going through could help pick each other up. So I don't want anyone out there that's going through any level of grief to feel that you have to rush through the process, to feel like you are alone, because you are not. We have all gone through something. And the best thing we can do for one another is just to be there for one another. Even if there's nothing more you need than a listening ear, do not feel like you have to go through this journey alone. We are here for you. So I wanted to put that out because I know a lot of people are going through some things right now, and you don't have to be in this struggle alone. So I wanted to just reach that hand out there to you, give that virtual hug unto you to let you know we are here for you. Okay. So interesting enough, Miss V, when you talked about relationship, it led me right into the next question I wanted to ask you, two beautiful ladies, and that is, how has being a powerful woman impacted your dating life or your relationships? Now, I'm not sure if you're both single and looking, if you're ready to mingle. Like, I don't know what the situation is, but if you want to put yourself on out there, you can. Or if you're telling people to stay away from me, I'm gonna hit you with a bat. You can do that too. Just starting with Drea. How has being such a powerful woman as you are impacted your dating life or even your relationship, whether relationships are personal or business?
Um, this is gonna sound funny. I don't take no mess off of nobody.
Absolutely.
I don't take no mess off of nobody. I'm soft spoken. I walk in love, but I also speak up for myself, and I got that from my mom. So relationships, business wise, friendships. If you coming with the mess, you might as well go the other way because
Amen to that.
it's like the quiet storm. So it's just like it's if it doesn't bring me peace, I don't want it. And I choose to be single. It's not a by default. I choose to be single because of that too, because I enjoy my peace, and I also enjoy learning myself even more so as far as relationship, like with the opposite sex. I choose to be single for right now. I have a how can I say it? What's the limit? Not
Hold
the
on. I
limit.
think
Like, I have a
you broke up
time
a little
frame
bit.
on myself. Yes, I have a time frame on myself where I'm focusing on me. I'm in master school again, like mastering Andrea. Like, I mastered in my degree, but now I'm mastering Andrea. And I don't want any distractions, because I definitely believe in just soul ties. It does not have to be intimate. It's like just being connected to certain people. And it's just like, I don't want to be thrown off my game. I don't want to be focused on the wrong thing. I want to be focused on what I'm focused on. Friendships is no nonsense. Like, if I can't be transparent with you, you can't be transparent with me. I don't have you around. Like,
Right.
I give tough love and I can receive tough love. So that's how it is with my friendships. With jobs, let me do my job and we will be fine. Just let me do what I know how to do. Trust me to do what I know how to do. Don't step on my toes. Steer clear of me.
I
And
understand.
we'll be fine.
I love that. Miss V, how has been a powerful woman impacted your dating life or friendships or relationships?
Well, I don't take no mess either. And I just right now, I am single, and I'm like I mentioned before that I feel like I wish I would have started this journey like 20 years ago, 30 years ago maybe. I wish I would have started this journey before, so I felt like um I wasted a lot of time. So I don't have time for any distractions, and I I'm happily single, and I would rather keep it that way for a little bit, until I get to where I need to be. Because I do, no matter how supportive a man may be, he's gonna distract me. He's gonna take me away from what I'm doing, and I know that. And so I don't even I don't even date or anything. I just don't have time for anything except for what I'm focused on right now. And if God, Jesus Himself, will have to sit this man in front of me and make me, that's how close I'm off to it right now. You know what I'm saying? I, I am cold as ice and I am a brick wall. So if you can chisel your way and bulldozer your way through that, then my heart is yours.
Well, goodness, Miss V, you are making this dating connection I'm trying to do for you and Drea just hard.
Sorry. No.
Well, fellas, I tried. But no, you both are two beautiful women, and it's still hard for me to believe that you all are single. So anytime I have a single woman or women on my show, I always say, okay, are you looking for love? Because there are people that may see you and they may want to reach out, but you tell them what you're looking for and how you feel about it. And so far, I have struck out this season. so, so, but they are beautiful women. But like they told you, they don't take no mess. And I concur. You shouldn't take any mess from anyone. If they disturb your peace, like Drea has told us, keep on walking. If you cannot chisel through the thick mountains of ice that Miss V has, keep on moving. Okay. So I tried. Okay. So y'all know, y'all heard it yourselves. Yes, they are beautiful. Yes, they are choosing to be single because they got work to do. Okay. And they'll have time to play with you. So get yourselves together, gentlemen, before you even think about coming towards these beautiful, powerful women. Now, listen, we have been going at this thing right now for over 30 minutes. And as you all know, this is the part where I love to insert my commercial. So we're going to give our guests time to get some hydration, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Did you know that over 460 million people listen to podcasts globally? Here is why this information should be important to every business owner listening to the Educated Natural podcast. The Educated Natural podcast gives you the opportunity to include your business advertisement on our podcast as a means to let the world know about your products and services. Do me a favor, close your eyes. Now imagine if your podcast advertisement brought in sales from listeners not only in the United States, but Europe, Canada, Spain, you name it. Now, open your eyes. Listen to me very closely. Don't let another opportunity like this pass you by. Now is the time to stop imagining and finally getting your brand in front of a global audience. To begin showcasing your business before a global audience, simply go to www.theeducatednatural.com to find out all the details about how to add your business advertisement to our podcast episodes. I, The Educated Natural, look forward to helping you reach an audience you no longer have to imagine. Now give it up for your host, The Educated Natural. Welcome back, everyone, to the Educated Natural podcast. I'm your host, The Educated Natural, and joining me are my very, very beautiful featured guest today, none other than Ms. Drea Lasha, as well as Ms. V of Make This Go Viral, LLC. We are bringing you back part 2, and I hope you enjoyed that commercial. Remember, if you are thinking about doing a commercial or an advertisement for your business, you are welcomed here at the Educated Natural Podcast. All you have to do is go to www.theeducatednatural.com for more details. We'd love to have you. Where we left off, talking about the art of being a powerful woman. Now, myself and the ladies all are on social media platforms, but if we can be honest, it has not been an easy journey. Starting off with Miss V. Miss V, being a woman that's growing on social media, what has been your greatest challenge?
Wow, just I would say my greatest challenge is just was myself getting comfortable with the whole deal of being on social media because I never thought I'd show my face. I didn't even want to talk and I knew nothing. So I'm still learning every day 2 years later. But I would say my greatest challenge was pushing myself to do this. You know, I wouldn't call myself a real sociable person. Um, I'm kind of introvert. So yeah, my biggest challenge was just the act itself. Um, letting people get to know me a little bit better. I'm still a little scared of that. Opening up to complete strangers and just the fact of being on social media, period. I used to be so against it. So I've really pushed myself to do this and I'm kind of proud of myself right now.
Yeah, I think you do great. Why are you scared? I mean, I see you on your lives and on your channels and on Instagram. You're great at this like a natural. Why are you so scared?
I hear that, but I promise you, like some that it's usually just the initial getting started at this point. In the beginning, I was scared. Like I think I was afraid of being judged, afraid of conflict coming my way because I started a channel just to watch Kanika Jenkins case, and I've seen a lot of fallouts with people that work closely with the family and um, other people, just content creators going at it. So that was one of my biggest fears. And just being judged, because even jobs and different things like that, they look you up on social media, and that's the part that really made me nervous.
I understand. I understand. Drea, same question to you. Being a powerful Black woman as you are, that's growing on social media, what has been your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge, I would say it's two. The first one is or was, I would say was because it's past now. Um, the support, the support. Um, definitely was pushing the YouTube thing for years. And the support, the lack of rather, from a lot of people I know, where I live, was unbelievable. It took me to branch out on my own to find people not even where I stay at to get that full support that I was in search of when I first started. So the support was definitely one. And I will say the other struggle that I had was the attention. In the past, I would put on the face, the lashes, the lipstick, the hair, trying to, impress. And the older I got, I was like, what kind of attention do you want? And so I changed my whole approach as I evolved. Like I've been telling y'all, as I evolved, I was like, who are you doing this for? And I had to find my why first, and then I started putting it out there based on my why. And it wasn't for attention anymore. It was more so to help somebody to make their life, make their journey a little bit easier from my experiences. Not saying that I'm like the blueprint of anything, but maybe if they could take one small thing from me, then it'll help them. But the attention thing was not me just trying to say, whoa, look at me, I'm over here, I'm doing all these amazing things. It changed completely. So it was the attention for sure, my why behind it, and it was also the support, because the support was not there at first for a long time. It took this previous year for it to actually come in full circle.
Wow, amazing. It's amazing that you say attention, because I've heard someone else say, they did it for the attention. And once they started, they realized that first of all, it wasn't as easy as they thought it was going to be. And in their case, they've received a lot of more negative attention versus the positive attention. They were hit with trolls, and people were, just being mean in the comments and all of these different types of things. And so it caused them to actually quit mid-journey. And after speaking with them and hearing their story, and I was like, be you. Like, show up because you want to be you. Know your why. I always talk to my clients about knowing your why, because you're going to have those challenges. You're going to have those struggles. You're going to have those naysayers. And like you said, Drea, you're going to have those people you thought would support you in whatever it is you're doing not support you. And that can also have an impact on you as a content creator. So I had to just talk to them and say, remember your why. Why are you doing this in the first place? Why are you on YouTube? Why are you on Instagram? Why are you doing TikToks? Because once you become clear in your why, when those dark times come in and those struggles occur, you can always look back and say, you know what? This is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for this, this, and this. I'm doing this because of this. And to me, it keeps you focused. So thank you for talking about the why, because I think a lot of people overlook that, because a lot of the times, to be honest, a lot of people don't sit down and do the why until it's too late, until they've started. So that my why has, I'm telling, over the years, my why has come back to front and center for me, to keep me centered, because it's so easy, especially on social media platforms such as YouTube and Instagram. It's so easy to get sucked out of your why, because you'll see what the trending things are, and you'll want to get over there and say, well, I'm going to do this. Well, everybody's dancing, so I'm going to dance. Or everybody's singing, I'm going to sing. Or everybody's doing this, I'm going to do it. And then you get so far away from you that you don't even know who you are anymore. So my biggest challenge on social media, everyone, was, could people take me being me? Because, like I always say in my disclaimer, I am a Brillo pad. And people will always say, oh, especially my cousins when we were little, you're so mean, or, oh my goodness, you're bossing us around. And I'm like, I'm not bossing you around. It's just this is who I am. I'm going to tell it like my mom would say it, like it TI is. My mom is going to tell it like it is. And you're going to take it and you're going to, chew on the meat and spit out the bones. If it applies, it applies. If it don't, you're just going to, let it run off your back like a duck lets water. So you're just going to just take it as it comes. And I was so afraid when I came on YouTube of that coming out. So when I first started, I was trying to be someone else. I was trying to be like my coach. She was, very straightforward. Her videos are so professional and she was very clear. And I was trying to be that. And she called me on the phone like immediately after I had released the video and said, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Oh, you saw my video?" I was like excited because she saw my video. She says, "No, no, 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 no. That's not you." And she picked up on it immediately. She said, "Stop trying to be someone else and show up as you." The moment I started to show up as me, it became so much easier. The struggle became less. I walked into me. This is who I am. And I realized quickly I'm for a lot more people than I thought I was for, because originally I was like, nobody's going to listen to people, going to think this about me or that. But I remember what one of my wisdom keepers, Drea, told me a long time ago, that wisdom always comes back. She told me, get to a place in life where you outgrow the opinions of other people. When I did that, it made my journey on
Amen.
social media so much easier, because I no longer had to think, well, what is this person going to say? Or what is this person going to think? How do I feel about it? Can I get up every day in the morning, look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? I pleased God. I'm pleasing to myself. I did good. Now get up the next day, do better. Continue to do what God created you to do. Don't worry about whoever says whatever. Just be you. So I would tell anyone that if you're struggling to start a YouTube channel, Instagram page, TikTok, whatever, if you know that's something you really want to do, something you are truly called to, never be afraid to show up as you. And please don't ever try to be someone else because it's trending, because you will burn out fast. And speaking of burnout, Miss V, have you ever reached a point in your social media journey where you faced burnout, where you literally just looked in the mirror and said, you know what, I'm done with this. I want to quit. I'm done. I'm not coming back to social media. Don't even look me up. I'm over this.
No, I haven't felt quite like that, but I wanted to kind of touch on something that you said, because
Yes.
you said something about, will they accept me? 'Cause you said you're a Brillo pad and
Yes.
you were worried if they would accept you for you. I had that, everything you said, I felt that way before, but it was
Praise God.
after the fallout with a group of people that tried to
Mm,
convince me that I was this other person. That's why I'm like, no matter how old you get, people can get in your head and and make you even question yourself, you know.
yes.
And so, wow, I mean, I just felt that when you said it. Um, the closest I've gotten to that point, because I'm dedicated, and I'm also, when I have my eyes and my heart set on something, it's hard to break my stride. And so
Mhm.
I'm determined to make this thing work. I'm determined to build. I've built a business from this, but I want to just keep it going. I want generational wealth, and I have to remember my why. And I think one of my first videos on my channel said something about remember your why, because that is what's going to keep you going.
Oh,
So no
yes.
matter what obstacles I come across, whether it be, um, the issue that I'm having right now with one of my channels, whether it be, YouTube or whatever platform I may be on, I'm not going to give up until I can't do it anymore. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, that was the closest I came to it though, where I felt defeated is what it was. I didn't feel like giving up, but I felt like all the work I had put in was for nothing,
Mhm.
you know, and that was, and I'll just say it because a lot of people don't know, but one of my channels was demonetized, so that was my main channel was just months after getting it. So that was the toughest thing, and the group fallout. But I'm still not giving up. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
Absolutely. Standing tall and strong. What about you, Drea?
So I mirror a lot of what Ms. V said. Burnout, no. I think that resiliency, I was blessed with resiliency. Um, Even with the lack of support, as I mentioned earlier, I never had the thought of, I'm just going to quit. I've been that resilient child for a long time. The only time that I even take social media breaks are strictly, solely for me and my soul searching. I feel like it is sacred time between me and God to make sure I'm still on the right track. I'm focused on the right things. I'm focused on Him first, then the social media comes next, or whatever else comes. But that's the only time I get off of social media, and it's typically at the end of the year. I take a whole month off. The beginning of the year, I take a couple of weeks, and whenever He leads me to be like, "Hey, focus in on me," I'm gonna drop it. But it's never the fact that I'm burned out. I know that it does happen. I thank God it has not happened to me. It's more so a choice for me. But that goes hand in hand for me with knowing who I am. I feel like I don't let a lot of stuff in my energy. So I don't, it's no way, I can't say it's no way, but I am protected in a sense. Like it's just like outside stuff can't burn me out. Only what I got going on internally can burn me out. And if I keep my head on straight, keep praying like I'm doing what I'm doing for me, um, I'll be fine. So thank God I have not experienced burnout. Um, Not to say it don't happen, but I haven't experienced it. So I'm grateful for that.
So are we. We're grateful too because we can imagine the YouTube and Instagram without Drea Lasha or Miss V. So I'm glad you both are here as well, despite
Oh, thank you.
any absolutely as despite any uphill journey or obstacle or distractions or disappointment. You all stand strong. And to me, that's why I had to have both of you here for this discussion of the art of being a powerful woman. Because when you're going through your life's journey and you're trying to build anything, your power comes from you saying, you know what? I may have fallen down yesterday, but today's a new day and I'm going to get back up. And I admire that in both of you because you all have shared throughout your YouTube channels the different things you have experienced. Like Miss V just told us about the demonetization of her one of her channels, her main channel. And you, Drea, on your channel shared about how you lost some very, very special people to you and how that impacted your journey. But I, as a viewer and a supporter of both of you, your channels, I am honored to look up when I see that notification and say they're live, they're back on it again. I am truly thankful to God for allowing both of you to go through those struggles and get back up. That's power in my eyes. That's a powerful woman in my eyes. And I thank the both of you for that. So I didn't want to go any further without letting you guys know I'm supporting, I'm watching, and I'm just honored to say I know you both. So I just wanted to thank you all for just being here and sharing your stories. Now, I don't know about your communities, but I'm noticing there are a lot of people saying in comments of different people's channels of saying, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know if I should or where I should go. But let's say those people are browsing through the YouTube or the Instagram avenues and boulevards and street corners, and they happen to fall upon your social media platform channels or pages. Miss V, why would they stop at your channel and become a family member there? What do you have to offer?
Okay. So on my YouTube support channel, it's the right place to be if you're thinking about starting social media or you need a family to support you. You definitely want to go there because that channel is everything that I didn't have when I started. From channel setup to graphics to intros, outros to promotions and commercials. I do it all on my channel. So, little shameless plug if you need any of those things, hit your girl up. I would say become a family member because you will get to your goal. Rather, I'm not there yet. I don't think I'll ever stop striving for more, So I would just say that you want to stop here because we rock, and this is the best community. Without even saying the community, um, my channel is all about it's all about support. It's all about uplifting. It's all about keep going. It's everything that I need to keep going, and I think it will help someone else.
Absolutely. I can say yes to all of that. It is definitely true. Drill Lachey, when I'm browsing through, I'm new to YouTube and I'm looking for a place to lay my head. when I get over to your channel, what would I find there and why should I stay?
All I can think about when you asked that question was on Instagram, but I also live it out on my YouTube page as well. I have a quote that says, I have two. The one that I'm going to brush to the side, but I am going to mention it because I feel like somebody's going to need it. Is about continually pushing, never give up. You want somebody to see you and see that, hey, she didn't give up. The quote says, I want somebody to see my page and know that they can keep going or something like that. But the other one that stood out to me was, I cried, but I did not quit. That's what I live out on my page. So y'all have seen the ups and downs. Of course, I talk about the people that I've lost in the past, but as of late, even through me losing an aunt this year, I literally was like, we're going to have a team huddle on my page and let's talk through these emotions. I want you to see, like, I'm literally living out, like, I might cry, but I'm going to come back and you can come back too. You might drop some tears. It's not going to be easy because it's so easy to put out there on social media, the smiley pictures when it's all going good, you hanging out with the people, your friends, family. But not a lot of people post when they are sad and when they're hurting and when they're at their lows. And that's what I strategically decided to do on my page because I'm like, yeah, it looks all fun and dandy, but life does happen. And it makes you want to quit sometimes, but you don't have to quit because you can have that support back and you can have that resilience about you that builds you up. You know, if that makes sense. It builds you back up. You'll be broken down plenty of times, but keep getting back up. You cry, you will cry, but you don't have to quit. So that's what I
have. Amazing. I love that because it's true. You will cry on this journey. I don't care if it's something that you're just using as a hobby, something for fun. There may come times in life, period, you're going to shed a tear or two, but it's okay. Give yourself that time. Get that stuff out of it. I'd rather have you let it all out than to keep that stuff bottled in because that has caused a lot of people to do some unimaginable things because they just didn't let it out. They didn't cry. They quit. They gave up. But a long time ago, I personally took the word can't out of my dictionary. And the moment I stopped saying I can't do something is the moment I filled that in with can. And that's because of what I read in the Bible. The Bible is clear. The Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I live by that. So on those days when the tears are flowing and I'm frustrated, overwhelmed, I'll be like, this is when I need to go talk to God. Take a break, step back. Don't do a YouTube video today. Your mood is not there. You're acting a little off. Take a moment, take that step back, recoup, get yourself back in alignment with God and your purpose and your why. Get back out there and keep going because someone needs to hear from you. I didn't know, and I don't know Ms. V or Drea if you knew this or not, but I didn't know how many people watch me, number one, or how many people get through their day hearing just those motivational messages that you both give. And as a motivator myself, I didn't know because I was thinking, okay, nobody's listening to me. Nobody's paying attention to me. I'm just doing this for fun. But I didn't realize that sometimes when we show up as ourselves and we show up as the powerful women that God has created us to be, there's always someone out there that needs to hear that one word, that one message from you. And had you given up, had you quit and stayed down, who knows what would have happened to that person. So thank you both for showing up because you literally, your voices are giving another ray of sunshine to someone that may be going through a dark valley at this moment. So thank you both because being here, hearing your stories, sharing it out with the masses, I know is definitely going to impact someone in some way, despite what it took for you to get on camera and do whatever it is that God has you to do on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to tell you both, keep going. Don't quit. Take the word can out your dictionary, take fear out of your dictionary and replace it with a positive word that's going to keep you getting up every day and doing what God has called you to do. Now, this is the place where I split the question. I'm going to ask Ms. V a question, and then I'm going to ask Drea Lasha another question. definitely in their realms of expertise. So starting back off with Miss V. Miss V, if a person was going to use, let's say, social media to build a team, what advice would you give to them as they started to progress in building this team?
Well, one of the biggest things I would say is just make sure that that person, um, that they are set in what they're already doing. Make sure they have something that they're reaching for. Something they need to be in solid in what they're doing. You know, because I feel like that was my biggest issue was pulling dead weight. So you have to have in order for it to be a team, everybody has to be strong in something. In order for you got to have a foundation to build on to have a team. So I would just say, watch, make sure that person is really into something. They have something going on, something that they're very passionate about, and make sure it's in line with what you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great advice. I concur. I've also built a team before. And I would also add on to what Ms. V has said is make sure that you have the right people on your team. A lot of people think, oh, it's about numbers. Oh, I have 20 people on my team. Oh, I have 15 people on my team. And you're thinking, oh, I've made it. Mama, I've made it. But just like the saying goes, the more money, the more problems. Sometimes the more people, the more problems. And I would always encourage people to err on the side of caution when it comes to selecting the people that you want to be on your team, because those people can be seen by other people as a direct reflection of you. So make sure you are mindful of the ones you have that you say, these are my inner circle, this is my team, because you're not going to have eyes on them 24/7. And whenever they're out there doing their thing, people will say, well, they'll come back to you as the leader of the team and say, well, I saw this person do this, and they say they're a part of your team, and now you're getting all the negativity because you just have basically the wrong people on your team. So pray about it. Seek the guidance of God first before you put any individual, I don't care if it's your family, before you put any individual on your team, because it could be a direct reflection of you.
I want to say one more thing because
Yes, ma'am.
one more thing is that make sure you choose your team member and they don't choose you. Because the two
Mm-hmm.
people that chose me were the ones that tore it apart.
Oh, wow. Say that one more time. Make sure people hear it loud and clear.
I want to make sure that if you're picking a team, you make sure you choose every player and don't let them choose you. Because the ones that caused the ruckus in my team were the ones that attached themselves to me. And so if I'm choosing you, then you didn't know that I was coming and you don't have any ulterior motives in my team.
Amen. Amen. Amen to that. Drea, do you want to add to that? Or should I going to ask you your next question?
Y'all got it. Y'all hear me over here. Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question up for Miss Drea Lasha. What advice would you give to parents that have children that have to endure the challenges of attending today's schools?
I work with kids.
I know.
I would. You said, what advice would I? Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, sure. What advice would you give to the parents that have children that have to endure the challenges of attending today's schools?
I would say be very vigilant. Be very, like, I know you don't, some parents don't like to hawk over their kids, but it pays out. Be very vigilant, especially via social media. We see a lot of issues with social media, whereas back when we went to school, I didn't get my first phone until I was in the ninth grade. My sister was in the 12th grade, so we got it the same year. She was 12th grade, I was ninth grade. But these kids are getting phones younger and younger. They're on social media. Definitely, I would tell parents just be very vigilant with what they do on social media because it trickles over into school and in the community. Always. I've seen it for 6 years. Be very vigilant. Know who your child is hanging with, for sure. As far as friendships, I want to say do the old school method that my grandma. This conversation came full circle. Just letting them know a lot of people will get you in trouble. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be around a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of people will get you in trouble. I always, because I'm the school counselor, so they my babies, and I talk to them as if they my kids. And I get on to them like how I was gotten onto, not like in a bad way at all. Like
All
just
right.
like the loving, like, okay, watch this because this is going to result out of that. And it's kind of like my grandma speaking, but also back to your question, I would just tell parents, be very vigilant. Know who your child is hanging around. Know about what's on their phones, what social media platform they are on. Some parents do not know that their kids are on certain
Hold on.
social media platforms.
Go
I'm
back
sorry.
one more time. It broke up just a little bit.
Oh, I was saying knowing what social media platforms they are on and knowing who their friends are. Being vigilant and being in the know is going to take you far these days with the kiddos. So,
I wanted to say something about that.
Yes,
yes.
absolutely,
Um,
Missy.
what I would say to a parent is know the adults around your children. Know the
Hmm.
teacher
Yes.
first, the principal, the counselors, the gym, everybody, because
Yeah.
I report crime. You need to
Mm-hmm.
know the officers, you need to know the hall monitors, you need to have your face in the place so they know that you love your children, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of predators that they choose to work around the weak, the children, and they are the biggest. They are under attack right now, despite the curriculum and different things like that. But I see a lot of principals going down, teachers doing disgusting things. Tell your kids don't eat anything from their teacher or anybody,
Ooh,
because
yes.
it's a lot of disgusting things going on. So I would say, stay up on that.
Sorry.
No,
I
yes, go
agree.
ahead.
And I'm just saying, yes, I keep chiming in like, yes, I totally agree.
Yes, I've seen a lot of recent reports, Ms. V, that coincides with everything you just said. Parents, please, the moment your children leave your sight, be vigilant. I know you work, because I've heard that excuse from a lot of parents. Oh, I can't get up to the school because I work. It's too late if something happens. Be present, because that's one thing I can say about my kids' lives from the time they were born to now. I am there. I was that parent that would go up to the school for every open house. Every time they had the door open, they said parents to come. I was there, and I would ask those questions: How are they doing? What are their work looking like? Are they turning stuff in? Like, I was like, you have any problems? I don't care if it's the middle of the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they just got to school and they start acting up. You call me. Do not hesitate to call me, because I was an active parent in my children's lives. And I never received a call because my kids knew their mama crazy. And they knew I would come up there and I wouldn't take no mess, because they're there to learn. And so, parents, I know you're busy. I know your schedules are full. You have a lot to tackle, but always remain vigilant when it comes to your babies. You are their first line of defense. So let that school know I'm here. I'm involved. I may not make every meeting, but I am here, and I want to know what's going on with my kids, because it's too late when, like you said, Miss V, when another child has given them something that looks like candy and it's not candy. It's too late when your children, you get a call from the school system, from the hospital, saying your child has either ingested something or something has happened to your child. It's too late. Then start early, from the
Yes.
time they leave your sight, because you don't want Miss V to cover your child's story. Miss V don't want to cover your child's story, any
No.
other child's story, any adult story. So everyone, I don't care if you're 0 to 100, if you're in that age group from 0 to 100, be vigilant of your surroundings. Be vigilant of who you're hanging out with. If you're hanging out a person, be vigilant of everything that's happening around you. My mother always told me, if you go out with a bunch of friends, take your drink with you. I don't care if you're going to the bathroom, take it with you. So
Okay.
be careful with you can't trust everybody, because I know Miss V has covered cases where there were young women or men, they found themselves out with people they thought were their friends,
Hmm.
just not to make it home.
Yep.
So please, or at least not make it home in the same way they left. Please be vigilant, everyone, especially over our babies. I told you there's two that really get my attention, two age groups, and those are our children and our wisdom keepers. So please, everyone, be mindful of everything that's happening around you. And if you haven't picked up, oh God, no way you leave me this way, but if you haven't picked up the phone and checked on someone in your family that's of age of that wisdom keeper group, call them. Sometimes all they want to hear is, I love you, or just thinking about you. That's all you have to say. You don't have to have a long conversation, but pick up the phone and let someone know you care. Somebody's thinking about them, because there are people right now that may be in your family, in your neighborhood, that may be ready to give up and quit. And if you're truly a powerful woman, you won't let it happen on your watch. We have to cover each other's back. So I wanted to get that out, and I wanted to take the time now and give my guests the time to speak directly to their audience, because they're on social media. So Drea Lasha, speak directly for a few moments to your audience and let them know if you have something coming up where they can connect with you versus where they may have found you.
Okay. On my previous, not my previous, what am I talking about? On my fitness channel, I am was Drea Hair and Fitness. I'm getting back in the swing of lifting weights. So if anybody wants to join me on that journey, lazy natural, like it doesn't have to be every day. It can be for 30 minutes. It can be for an hour. I'm going to get back fit, and I'm also looking for accountability partners. So if I see you working out, I see a lot of people on these streets working out on these YouTube streets. I want to just draw inspiration from them, and I want you to be able to draw inspiration from me, because every day I don't feel like working out. And on my main channel, which is Drea Lasha, I'm sticking to the singing Saturday nights with friends. So every Saturday I am singing with friends. We do gospel night, sometimes we do R&B night, but that is my strict schedule on both channels. 4 days a week exercising on the hair and fitness channel, and singing Saturdays every Saturday. I do a lot of pop-up lives, and that's not scheduled at all. But the ones that are set in stone is the exercising that I'm starting back, and the singing Saturday. So if you want to come catch a vibe, sing with us, laugh, joke around, that's where you can find me on Saturday nights, 8:30 Central. I think that is 9:30 Eastern time.
All right, Miss V, talk to your audience and tell them if you have anything that's coming up that you don't want them to miss.
Okay, so for my main thing, my MTGV TV, formerly known as, now is MTGV Crime Podcast. We are coming back stronger than ever. We're going to be a little bit different. I've been away for a while, since December, but I am coming back because my blood is boiling. There's a lot of things going on that I want to share. It's a lot of cases that I want to reconnect with, because I do follow cases as updates come in. A lot of them are ongoing. So stay tuned. In the next couple weeks, I will be back on that channel reporting crime. And as far as my Make This Go Viral LLC channel, I just want to say to the supporters that I have now, and trying to bring in more, that every Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is my YouTube support day. I do channel reviews, I do suggestions. I open up the panel for anybody that want to come up and ask a question or share your story, whether it be good or bad. We are here to support you. We are here to support each other. We can have just a whole powwow. And what I'm trying to do is get more people um, hosting the Team Viral link up, which is the channel reviews and suggestions on your channel. So don't hesitate to hit me up if you need anything. If you have any questions about anything you see on my channel, I am open. You can email me at makethisgoviralllc@gmail.com. That is the best way to
Say
get
that
in
one more
touch with
time,
me.
Miss V.
Excuse me.
Say that one more time.
My email is makethisgoviralllc@gmail.com. That is the best way to get in touch with me. Do not hesitate to hit me up. I am here to help. I am here to help build. as I be. And so, yeah, join us, please. I also interview content creators and people that I see that I just think are really awesome, or people that I want to do collabs with, and I want more people to know about them. So I look forward to you guys coming over.
Andrea, yes, I think you had something else to say. Yes.
I wanted to add something. I do apologize. I
No,
just
that's fine.
realized as Miss V said it, I have started another segment on my main channel, which is called Reviews, aka Reviews with my name. I interview different artists that I have run across over the years on my social media pages that have some great music, and it's kind of like, oh, someone told me it's kind of like 106 in Park, the old 106 in Park. That's what it reminds them of, and that was so amazing. But we have fun. We play games. It's super interactive with the audience, with the chat. That's something new to be looking forward to on my page. If you haven't already, you can check out the previous two that I have done already, and there is more to come. But I just wanted to add that.
Absolutely. Listen, you can't go wrong going by either one of these powerful women's channels or social media pages. Let me tell you, if you like to sing, you love to hear someone sing, you have to head over to Drea Lasha. If you want the real deal, plus some laughter and great discussions, especially if it deals with crime, or you want to learn about YouTube, you have to head over to Miss V. You can't miss it. You have to head over to Make This Go Viral LLC. You can't miss. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with any of these channels. And of course, if you want real talk and the unadulterated truth, and you want to learn about protecting your intellectual property, building a business, yours truly, the Educated Natural, is here for you. And I would welcome you to visit my website if you don't want to touch out on social media. Visit my website at www.theeducatednatural.com. There you can find all the details about the services and the products that I offer. And if you are someone that's in business and you need custom apparel, I do that as well. But you can find those details out on my website at www.theeducatednatural.com. Any final words, ladies?
Yes, I just wanted to say in closing, thank you so much for inviting me here. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Um, and I look forward to more of your content because you really help motivate me just listening at some of your old content. So I just want to say keep going with that. You've come a long way. I remember hearing some of your stories, and I mean, just to see you today so strong and growing and thriving, and I pray that you get everything that you want out of this in abundance and more. You rock.
Thank you, Miss B. Thank you. You rock too. Drea.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to mirror and add on to what Miss V said. I am super appreciative. And as you guys, some of you may know, may not know, I'm not monetized. And the fact that you saw me, and I'm not on the level that y'all are on, it just speaks to who she is on these YouTube streets. I don't know her personally, but for her to think of me, she's super supportive. When you link it with her, you just gonna get the support. She pops into almost all of my lives. I can't think of one where she wasn't in it. And like I said, I'm not even on the platform that you guys are on yet. But to know that you looking out for people who are coming behind you and giving us pointers, Miss V as well, giving us pointers on how to grow. Just amazing. And I do appreciate this opportunity that you have given as well.
Don't say you're not on our level. You are. You are a powerful woman. No, I will tell anybody, numbers don't matter. For me, it's all about the mindset. And sis,
Mhm.
you are there. Those
Yes,
numbers
ma'am.
will come when you stop looking at them and you're not thinking about them and you just keep showing up. They will come. But by the time the numbers catch up with Drea Lasha, child, you'll be on a whole nother level.
Yeah, you a powerhouse without the
Yes.
numbers, honey. You got
Yeah,
it.
Every
thank
bit of it, you got it. You got that it factor. You sure have it. Trust me. If you didn't have it, I'll pull you to the side and tell you about yourself, but you got it. But I
After
want to
your last
personally,
life, she definitely will tell you about yourself.
If you missed my previous live, make sure you check the link down below, and make sure if you're on YouTube, I will
Ooh-wee.
definitely leave it there for you, because I told y'all I'm a Brillo pad and I tell it like it is. I don't hold no punches. If it hurts, I'm gonna tell you like I used to tell my church members, if it hurts, just say ouch, here's a band-aid, and keep it moving. So that's just how I am. But I personally want to thank you both for being here. The show wouldn't have been what it is today without you, and I'm honored to have you here. But I will be remiss not to give a special shout out to the Rooks family, kicking it with the Rooks on YouTube. Shanti was supposed to be with us today, but because of a recent family member's passing, she was unable to attend. But we missed you, sis, and we wanted to send our heartfelt condolences to
Oh,
you
man.
and your
Yeah.
family during this time. But another day will come, and we will definitely have you here on the Educated Natural Podcast. But we love you and we miss you. And we just want to let you know we are thinking about you and your family during this time.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
ladies, for joining me today. Thank you so, so much. And until the next time, God allows us to come together one more time. Like I always say, be sown, be rooted, and above all, be blessed. God bless you all.